The fact that the event is undecidable imposes the constraint that the subject of the event must appear. Such a subject is constituted by a sentence in the form of a vague. This sentence is as follows: this has taken place that I can neither calculate nor demonstrate, but to which I shall be faithful. A subject is to begin with what fixes an undecidable event because it takes the chance of deciding it. This engages the infinite procedure of verification of the true. It's the examination within the situation of the consequences of the axiom which decide the event. It's the exercise of fidelity. Nothing regulates its course, since the axiom which supports it has arbitrated outside of any rule of established knowledge. It is then a hazardous course or a course without a concept. So the trajectory of a truth is something without a concept, something committed to chance, point by point. But what is a pure choice? A choice without a concept. It's obviously a choice confronted with two indiscernible terms. Two terms are indiscernible if no effect of language permits their distinction. But if no formulae of language discerns two terms of the situation, it is certain that the choice of having the verification pass by one rather than the other can find no support in the objectivity of their difference. It is then an absolutely pure choice, free from any other presupposition than having to choose, with no indication marking the proposed terms, the one by which the verification of the consequences of the axiom will first pass. This means that the subject of a truth demands the indiscernible. There is a connection between subject on one side and indiscernible on the other side. The indiscernible organizes the pure point of the subject in the process of verification of a truth. A subject is what disappears between two indiscernibles. A subject is the throw of the dice, which does not abolish chance, but accomplishes it as a verification of the axiom which founds it. What was decided concerning the undecidable event must pass by this term, but that is a pure choice. This term, indiscernible from its other. Such is the local act of a truth. It consists in a pure choice between two indiscernibles. It is then absolutely finite. For example, the world of Sophocles is a subject for this artistic truth the Greek tragedy is. Truth begun by the event of Aeschylus. This work is creation, pure choice in what before it is indiscernible, and it is a finite work. However, tragedy itself, as artistic truth, continues into infinity. The work of Sophocles is a finite subject of this infinite truth. In the same way, the scientific truth decided by Galileo is pursued into infinity. But the laws of physics, which have been successively invented, are finite subjects of this truth, of this infinite truth. We continue with the process of a truth. It began by an undecidable event. It finds its act in a finite subject confronted by the undiscernible. This verifying course continues. It invests the situation with successive choices. Little by little, the contour of a subset of the situation is outlined by the successive choices. It is clear that this subset is infinite, that it remains interminable. Yet, it can be stated that if we suppose it be ended, it will be ineluctably a subset that no predicate unifies. An untotalizable subset, a subset that can neither be constructed nor named in the language of the situation. Such subsets are called generic subsets. We shall say that a truth, if it is supposed to be terminated, is generic. It is, in fact, purely impossible that succession of pure choices engender a subset which can be unified under a predication. If the construction of a truth can be resumed by an established property, the course of that truth would have to be secretly governed by a law. The undiscernibles, where the subject finds its act, would have to be, in reality, discerned by some superior understanding. But no such law exists, and there is no God of truths, no superior understanding. Invention and creation remain incalculable. So, the path of a truth cannot coincide in infinity with any concept at all. And consequently, the verified terms compose, or rather will have composed, if we suppose their infinite totalization, a generic subset of the situation. Indiscernible in its act, or as subject, a truth is generic in its result, or in its being. It is withdrawn from any unification by a unique predicate.